Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a foundation routine, showing you how I apply my foundation, and I know everybody does this differently. So yeah, I'm just like, oh, I hate my face without any foundation or any makeup or anything, so I'm just like about it. But yeah, I just want to show you how I apply my makeup and what products I use to apply my foundation. So yeah, I'll go ahead and just get started and jump right into it. Okay, so first thing I do is I moisturize my face after getting out of the shower and washing it or washing my face. And what I've been using and loving is this Rare Minerals by Bare Essentials Purely Nourishing Facial Moisturizer. And it looks like this. And it has a little pump, thing, and it's just like a white cream, and it's really, really, really moisturizing. I get dry right around here, rarely up here, and then slightly on my nose, so this is what I use, and it's pretty moisturizing, so I really, really like it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a primer, and this is my favorite primer of the moment. I talked about it in my 2010 favorites, and it is the Sephora Smoothing and Mattifying Primer. Okay, and I just take a little bit on my finger, like that. And I'm going to rub my fingers together and rub it all over my face. And I'm going to be looking down because that's where my mirror is. So if you're wondering why I'm looking down, that's why. So. Oh, I hate my face without any makeup. And on the eyes, underneath the eyes. Make sure you get it all around really, really well. And I know they have other kinds of the of this primer or whatever, and I'm just going to take a towel. I just get like an end wet usually, and I just wipe off the excess or anything like that on that. So okay, now I'm going to take, and I know this is like really weird, but I'm going to take one of these foundations, and the reason I use these foundations is because they're a little bit more runny, and I kind of use these as a primer as well because I like lots of coverage. See how I have a little bit of red pigmentation in my cheeks? Yeah, I try to cover that as much as possible, and then like any blemishes or anything, and any scarring. I have like a scar on my chin and stuff, so I'll take either the L'Oreal Visilift, and this is SPF 17. It looks like that. And what color is this? Oh, says it on the top here, 144 Light Ivory. Or I'll take my Revlon Photo Ready and 003 Shell. Or what I'm going to use today, this is my Makeup Forever HD, the High Definition Foundation, and I'm in 120. 120, oh, it's falling off. And the reason I use these is because they're a little bit more runnier, and they kind of go for a base under my Revlon Color Stay, which is what I'm going to use next. But I use very, very little of this. This is just what I use, like I said, kind of as a primer. So I just put a little bit on my finger, and I'm going to lightly put it all over my face, but I'm going to start up at my forehead. Can't even talk. Same thing, and just kind of blend it all over my face. I'm just going to put it all over like I would put any kind of foundation, so. And this is a little bit yellow base, so that's why I like it, because it takes away from any discoloration. Around the eyes, around the brows, and blend it well into the forehead. Okay, and then I wipe off any excess on the towel. I just don't like the feeling of foundation all over my hands, and I feel like it just, you can't feel how well it goes on when you have like stuff all over. So, okay, and then I'm going to take, let me move this stuff out of the way, my Revlon Color Stay, and what I do is I start with the lighter one, and I'm going to use 150 Buff, and I have normal to dry skin. That's the formula of this one. That's what it looks like. I'm going to shake it up. I don't think I shook up my Makeup Forever one, but oh well. Okay, take off the lid, and I'm going to put my finger over it, and I kind of wish they had a pump, but I heard they might be making pumps for these, so that would be cool. And then I take what's on my finger and start at my forehead. And I rub it and pat it in. And I feel like if you rub and then kind of pat it in, you get better flawless coverage, just because like you're not rubbing it all over, you're actually like kind of pressing it into the skin. Then I'll just dab it all over my face where I know I'm going to need to put it and where I want coverage. And then just kind of pat and blend in. I got it all over my lips. And then make sure you get it all blended in really well underneath. Okay. I'm gonna wipe off what's on my lips. Okay, next thing I do is I take my Sephora Beauty Blender sponge, and this isn't the actual Beauty Blender one, but this is used for blending your foundation and like any kind of liquid foundation or concealer. And this is what it looks like. It's all dirty now and everything, but it has a little tapered end. It kind of just shaped like an egg. And so I'm going to use this, and I'm going to just blend in all my makeup and add a little bit more where I need to. So what I do also is I take a little bit, let a little bit fall on here, and then just go over my face and dab it where it needs to be patted and blended. And this helps also blend it around the nose, around the eyes, and around your hairline where you need to blend it. And this is just how I do it. I mean, everybody does their foundation different, but I feel like I get the best coverage and the best flawless, I guess, look, airbrush look when I do it like this. Pat it around the eyes. Okay. If I need any more, I'll just go back in and get a little bit more. And just pat, pat, pat. You don't want to rub this, you just want to pat it. And kind of take the sides and just blend it into my hairline, on my ears. And make sure you blend it really well around the nose. That's always the hardest part. Like, I don't understand like how to keep foundation to stay on your nose like all day. Like, it stays, but like it just doesn't seem like it stays as well as other parts of your face. Okay. Now I'm going to take the darker Revlon one, and I used the 150 buff all over, and now I'm going to take the 180 sand beige, and this is also the normal to dry skin formula. And I'm just going to shake it up. The reason I mix two different colors of foundations is because if you put one color all over your face has other colors like mixed in. Your face isn't all one color. It just kind of breaks up from looking so, I don't know, like so pasty and just so one color, because your face isn't really one color. And it just helps blend anything and contour. So same thing, I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger, and I'm just going to dab it a little bit on my cheeks, a smidge on my nose, a little bit on my chin and a little bit on my forehead. Okay. And then I'm going to take the same Beauty Blender sponge and I'm just going to pat this in where I applied it. And I like to apply it more around the temple area where you'd contour anyway. So I'm going to go back in and grab a little bit on my cheeks and on my temples. Around my nose. And same thing on the other side. And this just kind of, like I said, breaks up the just one color and kind of gives you a little bit more definition to your face and real true color. Okay? So I'm done applying the foundation and now I'm going to go into concealer. The concealer that I use is the MAC Pro Longwear concealer and I'm in NW20. It looks like this. It comes with a little squirty thing. And I'm in NW20. And I wanted NC20, but I ended up with NW20 just because they were out of it. And this is a little bit more beige tone, and I wanted something a little bit more neutral yellow tone. So, but this works for me, and it blends really well. And I might go back and eventually just get the NC anyway. But I do really like this, and so I'll show you guys how I use it. I shake it up, and then I usually put a little bit on my hand or my thumb. I don't know why I put it on my thumb, but I usually put a little bit like right here. So that's what I'm going to do. Just one pump like that. And then I just take my finger. I used to use the MAC 212 and it looks like this, just to precisely put it where I really needed it. But at the same time, that doesn't really like blend it. And so what I do is I take my finger, I'll just show you, and pat it where I need. And I know a lot of people get really red around their nose, so I'm going to apply it to my nose. And then I know you need, and I usually need just a little bit under my eyes and around my eyes just to conceal any dark circles or any blue pigment. And then I'll do it on my face where I just want a little bit more coverage. Needed to get a little bit more. And any blemishes, I'll apply it to there too. My chin usually has a couple little blemishes. Nothing like real big or real problematic. Okay, and then I'll take the tapered end of the sponge and just blend where I put it and where it needs to be blended. So around my nose. And around my eyes where I put it underneath my eye. And I'm just dabbing it because I don't want to pat it, I just want to dab it. Or I don't want to rub it, I just want to dab it, not pat it. Pat it and dab it is kind of the same thing. Okay, around the eye. And this will just conceal any problem areas and just kind of blend in with my foundation. And I kind of feel like it makes my foundation stay a little bit longer too if I blend it correctly. So, okay. So everything seems to be covered and blended. Okay. Now, I don't really need powder because I don't have oily skin, but I kind of feel like this helps my skin stay a little bit longer, or my foundation stay a little bit longer, and it just kind of blends everything together. And this is the mineralized, what I use is the mineralized skin finish by MAC, the natural skin finish, and I'm in medium. And what I use is my This is my e.l.f. powder brush, and it's just a flat top powder brush. And the bristles are so soft. I've also talked about this before too. Now, if I don't end up using this for a little bit more coverage, sometimes I will use my Make It Forever micro finish powder. Can't think of what it was called. And it looks like that. It's just a white powder. So sometimes I'll use that, but usually I just use my MAC Natural Skin Finish. And I just pat it in and go around where I need it. The only thing is that if you have dry skin, then don't put it in the areas that you get more dry on. And usually I get really dry around my nose, so I try to avoid that area. I also like to blend it in down my neck and around my ears. For the most part I dab, but sometimes I kind of like brush it out and everything. And then I like to pat a little bit around my eyes. And this just kind of makes your concealer and your foundation stay, and it gives it a nice base for any eyeshadow or anything. So yeah, I really like this stuff. Okay, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's just my everyday normal foundation routine. If you have any questions, leave them below. And if you have if you have a foundation routine that you'd like to share or whatever, leave that in the comments below too, as a video response, because I do like watching other people's videos and just like other people's routines on this, because I could always use more tricks and tips and everything, and that's always fun. So yeah, but if you have any questions, don't forget to leave them in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye.